Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sandbox Saturday stream. I'm Alex Flores, aka KamiSawZe, joined here in voice, mind, body, and soul by LukusIsRight. How you doing, Lucas?
That's me. I'm amazing. How are you today, Alex?
I'm doing pretty good. I am ready to be done with this experience. I
Okay.
think we got a little bit less than 2 hours. I think
Mm,
we're gonna do it. We're gonna do
yeah.
it. We're gonna finish
Yeah.
this off because
Yeah.
we've gotten most of the complicated stuff taken care of, and now we need to just finish like decorating this space
Okay.
and making sure our mechanics are real solid. So, um, what we did last time is we made it so that way all of these little raccoons, when you pick them up, they would spawn over here and they would complete a quest with Wizzy the Green here. And we also made it so that way Wizzy the Green always has different like emotes and stuff. And he actually gets angry with you if you try to tell him that you've completed the quest, if you have not completed the quest. And we accomplished that by making this golden raccoon, which will be hidden away, giving him 9 HP. And every single time that a player collects a raccoon, it actually takes 1 HP away from this raccoon. He's a sacrificial raccoon,
Mm,
and once all of his HP is gone, then Wizzy the Green knows that you have completed your task. So, we're gonna hide our raccoon away inside the underground of this building. Um, we're just gonna have him like behind this window here. You know what? You know what? We'll put him in the window so that way
oh,
you.
but I don't know what. Tell me
Yeah,
more.
yeah. We're gonna put him in the window. Um, people, the intention is not to have people here. Um, but if they happen to see him, it's okay. He will just disappear after they've completed their quest. They can ascribe whatever lore they want. Yeah, I mean, they're not even really gonna be able to see that, but whatever. He's there. He's there for us to find him if we need to change the mechanic. It's fine. Now something we did leave undone with Wiz the Green is that um, he doesn't say anything if you interact with him after it's all done. Or he might actually say something. Let's see what happens. But he doesn't have
He
like a
might say something
unique.
like you don't know what he's gonna say.
Well, I know he's not going to say something correct.
Ah.
Like he might ask the same question again because we didn't set up anything to happen after you complete the quest. So right now, we talk to him, we accept the quest. It's a little loud. We pick up some of these raccoons and we
Mm,
talk to him. And if we lie to him, he doesn't yell at us. Did I? I did save, right? Didn't I?
yes.
Maybe this raccoon's like too far away. Was he angry? Okay, and it should ask us here. Okay, we got that. Wizzy check. Um, was he accept? Was he complete? All right, the check message went through. What broke between between the last stream and this one?
My
Uh,
heart.
oh, well, that's
I
sad.
know. It's quite sad.
I'm sorry.
As you can't tell, I am distraught.
Yeah. Uh, was he angry? I think. Do we put was he check back through the raccoon here? I'm trying to remember what we did. Was he accept? Was he stop? Was he accept? Was he complete? Was he check? Okay, so this sends Wizzy check, and it sends it to. Oh wait, yeah, Wizzy check is supposed to go to this guy down here in the window.
Mhm.
Edit logic. So that was our check. Was if he's still alive, then Wizzy check will go through. Um, so Wizzy angry. Oh, everyone in range. That's our problem there. So we want it to say send to all. That should fix it. Gonna put on
Yeah.
our multiplayer simulator just to make sure, and then we're going to accept the quest again. And he asks us if we found them all, if we talk to him too fast. I think I found them all. It is unkind to lie. Okay. All right. All
And he
right.
does that all arm crossing thing like he's an angry genie.
Yep. Yep. We got our emotes set up on him so that way, okay, he reacts to us. All right. We have now found all of the hidden raccoons
Why isn't it clearing?
because we need to go talk to Wizard Green. He's got this question
Oh,
mark
so you
above
have
his
to
head.
talk to him to clear it. Got it.
Yeah. So we should actually probably change the quest description to say, find the 9 raccoons hidden around the rooftop garden and return to Wizzy.
Good call.
So we talked to him. How's it go? Did you find all the raccoons?
Ooh, what if you lie to him now and say, I think I'm still looking?
So we could potentially have it go, oh no, you're good, you found them all. But that would be some extra. We'll save that for
Yeah.
version 2. We don't need to add a whole other thing there. And so he says, thank you, KamiSawZe. We can now summon, and it says whatever your player name is there. We can now summon the golden raccoon. I don't know why I put a comment there. Behold, over there. Ta-da.
Where is it? Over there.
Ta-da.
Can you add some effect to the golden raccoon easily? Like
Yeah.
when it gets summoned?
Yeah, we could do we could just put a logic donut there with VFX and have it use the same spawn message.
Okay.
And you'll notice that our raccoon is not in the window anymore. All
Nope.
right. So the whole
No.
the whole point of that was to ask Wizzy the Green again, and I forgot to do that. So let's put that VFX there real quick.
Hmm.
We're gonna do a logic donut VFX asset. We're gonna put it right on top. And
That's a
visual
good looking
effects.
Rubik's Cube right there.
We're gonna put. Is there any sort of spawn?
Sparkle, sparkle.
Or a collect epic? Oh, we could do maybe this.
Oh,
I think that will
this
just stay there too. I don't think it'll go away, so he'll just keep on glowing. But I kind of want
that
something a
doesn't
little
be fancy.
more. I want something a little
More
more like
fancy?
bam.
Blood ow!
Yeah.
All up in their grill.
So the curse spell's pretty cool. It's a
Hmm.
bam.
Oh. Oh yeah.
But it's not a
That's the
curse though.
it's a blessing and a curse, Alex.
So it's the only spell one that there is. So I do feel like we need to scale it down a little bit because it's like so wide off the edges. So
Oh,
we're
you
gonna,
can actually reduce and expand the size of the VFX?
yeah. So all the VFX,
Interesting.
well, most of the VFX, I haven't checked every single one, have different VFX attributes that you can add. So we
Okay.
can do things like global scale, circle color. We could change what the actual color is for
Oh.
the VFX. So like we look at it right now, the color is pink, but let's say we want it to be more blue. I don't know why the hue the hue line is the rainbow here is like very chunky, not smooth.
Interesting. Yeah, no, it's interesting.
It's not usually like that. I'm not sure what's
Maybe
up
it's
with that.
trying to pull you towards certain areas, certain color schemes because they work the best with it.
Maybe. Okay, I kind of like that blue, and I feel like that will go well with the gold.
Yeah, blue and gold go really well together.
And you can see that it's at half the size it was now.
Yeah.
So this we
Oh,
could even
that's
make
so
it
neat.
bigger. Bam! That's a little over the top.
Over the
Actually,
top or
I kind
perfect?
of like that because if we're facing Wizzy the Green, we'll actually see the side of the corner of our eye when it does it.
I mean, it's not terrible.
Bam! It's pretty intense. um, and brightness, we're gonna leave the brightness as it is. I think it looks good. All right, so we got our curse spell. We're actually gonna add a component. Oh, we need to have the message to turn it on. So enabled at start. Um, message to turn on. I don't know. Yeah, I guess that means it'll play as soon as we.
Start the
Yeah.
level.
Yeah. We don't want that. We
No.
want it to happen with the bandit.gold message, which is the same thing that spawns our raccoon. Good morning, OX
Nice.
Carva. Hi, Hoddle. Hello, everybody else hanging out in the chat. We've been getting a lot of viewers from Twitch now that we have Restream active. It's from
Yeah.
Twitter. It's the you viewers have been on Twitch the whole time. Twitter. We've been getting a lot of viewers on Twitter.
We knew what you
Um,
meant.
I don't, I don't know. Twitter's not as active in the chat. It says that there's like 1,400 of you viewing on Twitter right now, which is amazing. Um, I'm just a little surprised. Like, you guys could be more talkative in the chat if you want. We like answering questions about the game maker, the sandbox in general, Vox edit, all sorts of things like that.
All them things.
Um, let's see. Okay, we got that. Then we want the sound effect.
There's a sound effect too. You spoil us,
Well,
Alex.
we want yeah, because Wizzy just goes like woo with his hands, and then like nothing happens. So, um, we want some sort of sound. Let's see. We don't want any ambience, so let's see. What's treasure found? Yeah, it's good. That's good. All right. We're going to I am going to make it 3D sound, so you'll hear it coming out of your right side, hopefully, if you're facing Wizzy the Green.
Mm.
You don't really want to use 3D sound too much, especially for like ambience. Um, it if you're doing sound in like an area, like you want some ambient like conversations, and there is some audio for that. If you want to have like a party and you want people like chattering um, off in one direction, it's tempting to use that 3D sound, but you don't really want to use that because as you pan the camera, it actually does a Doppler effect, and you'll hear the pitch change as your camera swings around, which can be really disorienting. So,
Interesting.
if it's like a quick little sound effect, like a pickup, 3D sounds nice because it kind of tells you which side it's happening on, but it's a very quick
Yeah.
audio. You definitely don't want it for music because it makes it sound terrible. Um, so we're gonna edit the logic and sound range. We only need it to cover this far. Well, we'll do it to 10. That way it's not too quiet. I think there's a fall off to the edge. So, message to play is going to be our bandit dot gold. Thank you. With the Doppler effect definition in the chat there. And let's
I
see.
enjoy discussing the Doppler effect. I know it's gonna sound weird, but
It's cool.
I know
I
it really is cool.
did you ever do the experiment with a car hold blasting its horn driving by?
Yeah, yeah.
So I was homeschooled all the way up until the end of high school, and so my mom was my teacher. And when I came to that part in science, she like got in the family van, went down to the end of the street, had me stand in our yard, and she just went driving down the street, blaring the
Aw.
horn, and I'm kind of thinking like, what are our neighbors gonna think?
The
It's
neighbors are
for
gonna think you have a good
science.
mom. Exactly.
All right, gonna do a quick little save. And now we're gonna find out. Don't let me exit the game before talking to Wizzy after the gold one spawns.
Yes.
just be Alex, don't.
Don't do it.
All right. So wait, did I not turn off the enable at start? Did Dwight fixed it? There we go. Did I just heard the sound effect too? Did I not turn it off for that also?
I can't actually hear the sound effects, so this is on you, big guy. I'm not gonna be able to help be a second set of ears.
Message to play, but I didn't. Ah! So there's some behaviors and components that the message to have the action happen, that box doesn't appear unless the receive message setting is set. So I thought just by putting it there, I was good. But no, you do actually need to, because in this case, you might actually want the VFX and the sound to play on start, and also when a message plays.
Hmm.
Um, all right.
Let people know that something is somewhere, but also when something is completed.
Sort of. Well, I would use it with more persistent effects instead of instant effects. Like you could do
Gotcha.
it like at the spawn point for something specific, but more likely I'd use it for like music in a place that I wanted to have start at the beginning of a game, and a VFX like a fire, and then at some point I turn those things off with another message, and then bring them back with the message. You know, there's
Gotcha.
a reason to toggle it. All right, so we're gonna get our quest. We're gonna pick up all these raccoons.
Get them.
Speed run our own game here. And now
Squeak.
I think I found them all. Ta-da.
Bam. That. That's pretty cool. I'm digging it.
Hey, you didn't stop me.
I got distracted by the
I did,
curse.
but I decided to make another change here. So
Ah,
I kind of want Wizzy to keep looping his enchantment. Um,
the enchantment
so
animation.
yeah.
I was
So
thinking the same thing.
I want it to loop, but we are going to make it interruptible. We're not going to put the Wizzy stop message at the end of this. We're going to put the Wizzy stop message at the end of the conversation. So he'll keep on doing the enchantment animation until you finish talking to him. That way, uh, you actually get to see what's going on. You can move your camera instead of it happening off to the side. So, bandit.gold. So we're going to use the stop of the sound effect. We're going to use the end of the sound effect to do the Wizzy stop message. Edit logic. Message to send. Defines the message to send when the sound is done playing. And then we're going to do Wizzy stop on that. So he'll keep on doing his enchant animation until the sound effect is over. Grab all these raccoons. All right. Did I go too fast? I broke it. I broke the game.
How dare.
Actually, I wonder if I had to do something with me changing that Wizzy stop message.
Let's try it all again.
Yeah, just do it a little bit slower.
Bandit hunt.
Yep. And I still need to change that quest description to tell you to go back. There we go. I think it's just literally because I spammed through it too fast.
Mm.
So now he's doing the enchantment. So much better. Okay. I did exit. We're gonna talk to him. And he says nothing, but he does start his, because we interact with him, he does start his conversation animation. So we're gonna need to
End
add
conversation.
one more donut here for what he says after the quest is complete.
Mm.
Da, da, da.
Good job, dingbat.
Why would he call us a dingbat? That's so mean.
I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, Wayward.
Like I said, when I look at Wizzy the Green, he just rubs me the wrong way. I don't know what it is. He's just always up to something. Like he looks shifty.
So why is the price not going up? The price did go up. We were in a bear market for a couple of years there. and the price has been going up. Last I saw. Um,
Wayward Escapades suggest brilliant work, Dingus. And I like it. I like it. That's genius writing right there.
All right, so I'm gonna have him say, "Thank you for your help, player, and bask now bask in the glorious glow of your
Congratulations. You were competent enough to
victory."
complete this task. We could
He's
we
not
could we could take
Dr.
that one
Bumpkus.
we could take this one step further and it could say, congratulations, you were competent enough to complete this menial task. And then if there's a golf clap animation, do that.
You guys are so mean. All right, we're gonna
We
do a
have
Wizzy
fun.
stop message and da-da-da-da. Wizzy complete. Um, so actually, we want that to be based on Wizzy start. So what we want to have happen when we talk to him now is that these other things are done. So it does the Wizzy check. That doesn't fire because the raccoon is gone.
Mhm.
Um, so we don't even have to worry about this one anymore. Wizzy complete turns it off even. This one is the Bask in the Glorious Glow. This only triggers when it gets that Wizzy complete message, so we don't need to worry about turning it on or off. And then this one should turn on with Wizzy complete. So we're going to add a toggle, and he will only say this one after Wizzy complete has fired. And initial behavior state's false, so after we've completed the quest, this behavior will turn on, interacting with Wizzy will send that Wizzy start message, and let's see, yeah, all that gets turned off. So now, by the way, the schedule said you guys would be on an hour later than normal today.
I will let Panda
Um,
know.
it should interesting. So the account should be based on it being in my time
Local
zone.
time. Yeah.
Um, because I'm pretty sure that the entire Sandbox account um is set to Eastern Standard Time. But I could be wrong on that. I'm not the one who initially set up the Sandbox account because that was like forever ago. Um,
Forever.
back when the first mobile game came out. But I think more recently, I think it should be based on when I say that event is going to be scheduled. This show, unless I make a tweet otherwise, this show is always at 5 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesdays and 2 p.m. Eastern time on Saturdays. That's and when the time shifts, it shifts with it. Whatever country you're in, or whatever time zone you're in. I hate daylight savings time with a passion because it changes at different times in different countries, and
Oh, really? Different times in different countries? How about having a state where some of the state does it and other parts don't? That's fun, especially when you live very near one of the parts of the state. And but I say
what
very
would you
near,
like
I
a
mean
dinner
like
reservation for? In what time zone? I can't
it's
imagine. I mean, I
it's
can't
so
imagine.
unbelievably frustrating
I imagine it's
sometimes.
very annoying.
Mm. Yes.
All right. So now we've got our end conversation with Wizard of the Green. That's all completed. I did want to change. Yeah, we didn't need that comma in there. That's kind of goofy. We can now summon the golden raccoon. Behold over there. Okay. And we need to update the quest text. So we go down to here. Find the 9 raccoons hidden around the rooftop garden, and return to Wizzy the Green. Okay. One last test. We're going to make sure that this is still yelling at us.
Always.
Good. You can still incur the wrath of Wizzy.
Mm.
And I think we were going to turn off collision on those plants. All right.
Mm.
I think I found them all. Behold over there. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's completely over the top, and I love it.
Thank you for your help. Now bask in the glorious glow of your victory.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
Mm.
I mean, there's no dingus in there, but it's
Yeah.
still pretty good. It's still pretty good.
Yeah. Like I said, it's not Dr. Bumpkus. If it was Dr. Bumpkus, I would expect quite a many a dingus to
Did he ever actually say that?
I don't remember. I mean, there was
I would
a
say,
lot. There was a lot of dialogue with Dr.
yeah, there
Bumpkus.
was a lot of
It
dialogue.
sounds like
So
something he would say, though.
I guess so. Yeah, he was a little condescending at times.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's okay.
We
He's a mad
actually had
scientist. That's what they do.
hey, play a game for fun. We're doing well. There was there was one Dr. Bumpkus Game Jam entry where uh he was particularly sadistic, and one of the judges was like, "This makes me feel really bad." Like, it was like kind of like Portal GLaDOS, kind of like, you know,
Mm.
you must be the smartest person of insert subject's hometown here, kind of like dialogue lines of just like, "Oh, you're the worst," uh "Kiss my feet, you stink,"
Mm.
kind of
Mm.
dialogue, and the judge just like came out of it like, I kind of feel like I need a shower and a cry. um I would expect quite many a dingus. Yes, indeed. That's you should get that tattooed. um there was something I was going to turn off. What was it? Indicator, the display arrow. I want to like the display arrow, the little triangle that shows above interactions, but I
Mm-hmm.
usually end up not liking it at all. I think it only
Mm.
really makes sense if you do the display distance, because then it's like distance and then a little arrow pointing to it. Um, so we're not gonna do that. Um, all right, we got those. We were gonna turn off the collision on these plants. If I can select them all. There we go. No collision. Good. And that's it for Wizzy the Green's quest. So we're gonna hit save because it's a good time for it. Do we
Mm.
have a giveaway today,
We do.
Lucas?
Do you want to do it right now?
Maybe we should drop the giveaway form.
Okay.
Like Showdown with a sense of humor. I'm not familiar with Shodan. The name's not ringing a bell.
Hmm.
You'll have to elaborate on that for me, Garnican.
Ah,
All right, we got giveaway form in the chat. Is that just for people on Twitch, or can Twitter people
no,
participate
it's
as
on
well?
Twitter as well.
Hey, look at that.
Or it will be in a second. And that second is up. Bop, bop.
All right, we gotta hide these raccoons now. So we're going to get some more plants, I think, is our first thing. So we gotta go to our props inventory here. And we're gonna look at I think we found all of my owned plants already, unless I decide to like plant a garden. You know what? Let's do a garden.
Ooh,
We're
I'm
gonna
about to
do
say, throw
some
some turnips all over the place.
let's do some sustenance farming here.
Mm.
We got some
I mean, they are
turnips.
they are raccoons.
We got some white onions.
Are those turnips growing out of stone?
Well, I'm gonna move them. They'll be clustered more
Oh,
together.
I'm about to say, Alex, that's amazing. You've solved world hunger.
Shodan is the AI from System Shock. Oh, okay. I never started System Shock. I started Deus Ex, but I never went far back enough for System Shock.
Sounds to me like K2SO from uh, Rogue One.
Which
The big
which
black sarcastic
oh
droid,
yeah,
like he
yeah,
was
yeah,
like
yeah.
midnight black, like his whole like exoskeleton.
Yep.
He was super sarcastic. He's like, whatever his master's name was, is said I had to be nice to you, so I'm going to stop insulting you. Things like that. It was the best.
He he follows Andor around, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I can't wait for season 2 of Andor. Season 1 is like the most hyped I've been in Star Wars since Rogue One. Um
Really?
man, the last episode, if you haven't watched Rogue One, you should do it, and I'm not going to spoil anything about it, but the last episode has like a long like parade scene with like people uh like in mourning and like being like angry at the empire, and they're
Okay.
playing, it's like a marching band kind of thing, and the music that they're playing, it like builds up for like 30 minutes to like an amazing speech, and I was ready to like start a revolution myself at the end of that episode. That was a radicalizing episode of television. Holy crap, it was so good. Just like in the Dark Knight, how they had like that high pitched squeal
Hmm.
in the soundtrack that just like kept on like getting higher and higher pitched, and except it did like a loop where it would like fade out the higher pitches and they'd like start lower, but it was a constant feeling of like rising tension.
It was the rising. I knew exactly what you're talking about before you
Yeah,
even described it. It's that
yeah.
rising tension vocal, or not vocals, just audio.
Th-
It gets you on the edge of your seat.
there is a specific name for that sound. I don't remember what it's called. It's also in where's or I Am the Walrus by the Beatles towards the end, and it's basically the instruments go from like a lower pitch to a higher pitch, but then they overlap it, so you've got like from lower to higher, and then from lower to higher, and then another set from lower to higher. So you just keep on playing through that in a loop, and it constantly sounds like the pitch is rising, except it never reaches like a peak. And it's unsettling and like really uh it just, you can feel it like building up inside of you. And that whole episode, I don't remember if they did that with the audio, they probably did, but the whole episode felt like that. And it was so good. I was like ready to cry at the end of that episode. It was so good. Best television ever. I haven't watched Ashoka yet, but I do want to watch that also. I never watched the Clone Wars, so there's probably like a lot in there that I'm gonna miss. But uh, it's just the TV shows for at least Mandalorian and uh, Andor. I've really been enjoying. Been watching the Mandalorian with my kids, watching Andor on my own. And Andor did that multiple times, that like rising tension to where like
Hmm.
you're ready to bust out. There's multiple episodes where they did that. Just the whole show gave me chills a bunch of times. Really, really love that show. Cannot wait for season 2. I thought season 2, I started the show late. I thought season 2 was already out when I started watching it. So I like watched that last episode that was just so intense, and I thought there was more after it, and I was like, no, now I have to wait.
Oh, have you seen Ahsoka?
Not yet.
I haven't either. And Bitfox is in the chat saying Ahsoka's way better, and you have to watch it. I've been wanting to watch that one for a hot minute now, but I just haven't had the time.
I don't know how
There's
you can get better, but I will give it a try.
definitely add it to the list.
Can't claim staking rewards. KYC under verification for 6 months. So Lucas and I aren't involved in the KYC verification, but usually you're supposed to go to the Discord and try contacting people there, and sometimes
Yeah.
they can help move things along. Hey Andy Ritchie in the chat. Boop goop. Just catching up on some of the chat here. After our long Star Wars rant, I could talk about Star Wars forever.
Forever. And it'd be a good conversation.
All right. Potato plants. We got potato plants somewhere in here. There it is. Gonna get some extra potato plants because potatoes are good. Actually, I don't think there's gonna be enough room for all these.
No, they're too big. I mean, yeah, you can kind of load them up on each other.
No, I think it's good.
Oh, yeah. Looking
Maybe
solid,
just
looking solid. Movement just a little bit. Boop, boop. Nice.
And yes, we're gonna make sure to turn off the collision on all of these, so people don't get mad at me. So Joe doesn't get mad at me.
He will scream at you, and I will
He will.
support him. I'll just sit back and be like, mm-hmm. You let him have it. Testify. Preach.
No collisions
Mm-hmm.
there. We're
Maybe do a
going
little
to
bit of
see.
snapping.
I think we're gonna hide this guy in here. He's the most muted of the raccoon
Oh,
colors.
yeah. Let him hide in the taters.
Yeah. The way you said taters, it reminds me of there's a comedian, I don't
Go
even know if
for it.
he's still
Oh,
alive.
oh
But
wow.
he also would write books that would have probably a lot of his stand-up jokes in them. And I can't remember his name for the life of me, but I remember reading this book when I was like, I don't know, probably like 10. And the title of the book was Don't Bend Over in the Garden, Granny, because them taters got eyes. I think I just scarred Lucas. It's a pretty good
I,
title, though, right?
it's a great title. That
um,
would be Louis Grizzard.
yeah, that's that guy.
Don't bend over in the
I
garden,
don't
Granny.
remember
You
any of the
know them
jokes.
taters got eyes. Wow.
I don't know. I don't remember any of the jokes, except I remember there was a bit about how he would drink like Diet Pepsi in the morning
Okay.
because coffee would like make him feel bad. So it
Okay.
was Diet Pepsi in the morning for him. But that, I think it was Diet. Might have been regular Pepsi. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't read this book. It's probably been close to. How old am I?
I don't know. I don't even know how old I am.
It's probably been like close to like 24 years since I've read this book.
My wife has to lovingly remind me of my age on a semi-regular basis because people will ask. I'm like, I don't know. Ask her.
I do forget. Like I'm like 33, right? No, 34. 34. I'm turning 35 this year.
The day I turned 21, I was like, all right, that's it.
Yeah,
I'm
nobody
done.
cares. It doesn't
Nobody
matter.
cares anymore.
You're not.
And
Nothing's
then,
gonna change until you're in your 60s, right?
yeah, and then somebody was like, whoa, you can rent a car at 25. And I was just like, oh, great. That sounds like fun.
Renting a car is
So,
overrated.
Yeah, yeah.
It was so expensive. We last year for spring break, I flew my wife and two kids down to Texas for visiting my grandmother,
Okay.
and then we went to like the zoo and like one of the like Legolands that's kind of like built into a mall.
Oh,
We went to an
Legoland.
aquarium. We visited my old college campus for just a quick little tour.
Did your kids enjoy seeing that old college campus?
It wasn't as fun as it could have been because I couldn't really remember where anything was. There's a bunch of like new buildings and some things
So they
changed.
probably
The
changed things a little bit too.
the the bear mascots weren't visible. Like they have like a zoo enclosure for the bears that are the school
Oh,
mascot, and we couldn't see them. Um,
wait. There's real bears on the campus.
yeah, they have a bear den. It's like a pit, and yeah, and they would bring them out for like
That's so
events and stuff.
cool.
Um, I feel like there was like probably like 50, 60 years ago, there was an incident where like a rival school like kidnapped the bear or something like that.
Oh, that's
Um,
asking to get messed up.
I don't. That may be hypocritical.
There had to be alcohol
Apocryphal.
involved in that, and that could not have ended well for anyone. They're like, yo, let's get drunk and let's steal this giant murder machine. Yeah, it's gonna be a great idea. No.
No, it's a bad idea. Um, yeah. So I mean, it was a little too much walking, and
Okay.
we had a hard time finding a bathroom because all the buildings were locked. Like, I wanted to go into like the student bookstore, see if they had any like memorabilia. You needed to
Hmm.
have a student ID card to get into the bookstore. And I'm like, what if you're like an alumnus and you wanted to like get a hoodie from the store? Like, what what are you supposed to do? There's probably like a visitor's gift shop somewhere, but I didn't know where it was.
Yeah,
Um,
you're not a visitor, you're an
oh,
alumnus.
we went to the Dr. Pepper
You're
Museum,
buying
which is
from
not
the
far off
bookstore.
of campus. Um, so we had fun at the Dr. Pepper museum too.
Okay, I went to the like it was I think it was the Coca-Cola museum
Hmm.
one time on a vacation. I don't remember what city or state that was in. Um, but my wife was really like, she's like, I think this is gonna be really cool. Let's go to the Coke Museum. And I was a little resistant to it at first. I had so much fun at that. It was really cool. Like listening to the story of how they like the recipe was invented and like
Hmm. There's a
everything
lot
that
of
went
interesting
along with
history
that.
behind that stuff.
It's so interesting. And it was like this intense, like bloodthirsty story about people trying to steal the recipe from him and like his like travels around the world to find all the ingredients. I'm like, I don't know if this is real or you guys are amping this up to make it more tellable, but I am having so much fun right now. And the girl was just like, that's also all the free sugar and caffeine we've been pumping into you. And I was like, I don't care what it is. This is wonderful. We had so much fun. The Ninja Puppy inbox says it should be Atlanta, and that was what it was. It was Atlanta.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it was
Atlanta,
so much
Georgia.
fun. I really enjoyed it. Also, we just got a raid from JTV. Thank you for the raid,
Hey,
JTV.
thank you. How's everybody doing? Do we still have that giveaway form up?
We do. I'm going to redrop it in the chat so any of the raiders, the
Yeah, let's
recent
do that quick.
raiders, can jump in on it.
I'm gonna do another
Merp,
little
merp.
garden over
Meep,
here.
mop, morp.
I forgot how pretty these beet leaves are.
Them beet leaves is super pretty. I mean,
Uh,
don't get
how
me
do
started on beet leaves.
I am biased because I made it.
I'm okay with that. Like I said
Sorry.
before, I love
Oh,
it
our
when
berry updated.
artists enjoy their own artwork. So often you hear people like, I guess it's okay. No, stop that right now. Be your own biggest fan. You worked hard on that. Enough.
Got some carrots and celery. All right, we're gonna bring these guys over. And just keep squishing it together. I could have just freehand planted these, but that's not as That's not like me.
Nope. So there's somebody in the chat, and their username is Swayze Streams, and I just think that's funny because the conversation you and me were having before the stream.
We were talking about how my username of KamiSawZe was an intentional like branding choice when I started doing some game live streaming, because I didn't want my old username was a Bionicle reference, and I had that since
Hmm.
like middle school. So I wanted to make something new, and I did, and I've been happy with it. But it some people have a hard time understanding how it's supposed to be said. What I like the most is when people just say Kami, because it's like it's
The
easy to
nickname
it's easy,
almost.
yeah, it's a nickname, and it's easy to say that way. Um, and some people go really like out of pocket and go Kami Swayze,
Out of
and
pocket, he says.
I'm
A
like
la carte.
there's no Y in there. Why it's not like Patrick Swayze, although, I guess that's a compliment, but that's not
He
how
was
you
quite
would say
hunky.
that. My brother was big into Bionicle. I in some ways I still am. I was really more like the first gen, the very
He's a
first sets that came out.
purist.
Well, I mean, like, I don't feel like any designs after first gen topped first gen. I feel like
Mm.
that there was just something in like the details and the shapes that was just like really super cool about them. And the later shapes, uh, I don't. It's like the difference between like first gen was like a Harley Davidson motorcycle in style, kind of, and then the later generations were more like modern, like Japanese things with like more swooping curves and stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I preferred the more like grungy mechanical look of the first gen.
Mm.
It just really,
As previously stated, purist.
yeah. And there was stuff about like the kind of more like tribal, like tropical island aesthetic of it. I mean, it kept that kind of the whole way through, but there were just changes in like particular. I it was really the only comic book I ever read as a kid, um,
Hmm.
and the first like 3 or 4 issues had like amazing artwork that I still have my old copies, and I just really loved the style in them. And they changed artists a bunch of times, and like people changed. Like I think the penciler became an inker. That like people changed
Oh,
roles, and like you could see the style change. Um, and I just really liked the first few issues the most. Um, it was like from what I've heard, it was kind of like a nightmare job for illustrators though, because the designs were so complicated. Like it was like drawing motors over and over and over again. So the
uh,
artists I think would get like burned out and fed up with having to draw so many like little details
yeah, yeah, yeah.
every month.
All
Um,
them gears.
yeah. All right, I need one more set of vegetables here. What's it gonna be? Need one more plant. We'll go with cabbage. But I guess like in many ways, like if you look at like what I've done with the Wiziverse, you can kind of see the inspiration there of like elemental colors. I mean, there's so many things like that too, though, right? Like Voltron, Power Rangers, and like it's just kind of the stuff that I attach to when we look at like the different wizard colors and what they do. All right. Let's move a raccoon over to this bush over here. Which one are we gonna do? We're gonna do this guy. All right. Our warrior and our knight hiding out in the vegetables, because that's how they get to be big and strong raccoons.
Mm. It's not by eating the other raccoons. It's by eating their vegetables.
I don't think raccoons are known to be cannibalistic. That's a
I
little.
mean, I've seen them eating out of a dumpster before. They didn't seem to be too picky. So I'm gonna say they eat whatever they want to eat whenever they want to eat it.
All right. Let's turn off collisions for these. Also, why does it say multiple values when I click on one thing? Did it fix? Okay. It just freaked out for a second. uh Now did I have collisions on any of the raccoons to begin with? I don't remember.
Yes.
No collision on that one. What about these guys? No collision. Okay, good. I turned off collision on them already. Because they're collectible items, so when they're not there, you don't want the collision. Um, but if the collision is there and other players haven't collected them yet, the server is going to still see that raccoon there. So on your client, it goes, no collision, you can walk here, and you try doing it. This is what we were talking about with rubber banding yesterday. There's no collision on your client, but the server, as far as the server knows, those raccoons are all still in those positions. So you'll try to walk there, and your client will allow it because there's no raccoon. And the server goes, that's not possible, move them. And it pushes you out of the way. Says like that's you're not allowed to stand here. You got to move. You step back, or it might even like bounce you up and down or something. Um, and that's also why you can't have any collisions on roaming NPCs, because the position of the NPC is not going to be the same on everybody's client. So you've got these invisible NPCs on the server side that you can't see that are in a different position from your NPCs, and it starts batting you around like being punched by ghosts.
Mm, done that. No, thank you. Don't ever want to do it again.
Wayward's husband.
Attacked by a raccoon one time. Don't
It sounds
worry.
it sounds like
He
he
was
attacked a
saved by
raccoon.
trash. No, maybe. Actually, yeah.
I
Raccoon was
I
just
see I
sitting there
see
minding his
I
own
I
business,
see my
eating his
husband was
lunch.
attacked by a raccoon. Oh, the raccoon started to jump out at him. Okay, that was the line that I missed. That was
Mm.
the line I missed.
But
All I
you know
saw
what?
was got attacked by a raccoon, no description of the attack, just started throwing trash at a raccoon. I've heard they can be
This
really
was.
friendly if you feed them, but if you feed them, they might bring their
Oh,
friends, and then you've got like 50 raccoons on your porch.
they get food aggressive real fast too.
Yeah. So you can't
Yeah.
stop feeding them. That's a problem.
One of my friends,
It's like having a
he's
baby.
wildly obsessed with raccoons, and he started giving them like Cheetos and just whatever he could to feed them. And one day it was one, and then it was like five, and then it
Oh
was
no.
10, and then one day he looked out on his patio and there was like 50 raccoons, and they
Oh
were
no.
like fighting over like a position nearest his back door. And he got scared because there were so many of them, so he didn't open the door, and they like started like clawing his patio. Like they destroyed like the
In
back
protest,
wall.
you didn't feed
Yeah,
us.
they got angry and they didn't stop showing up. So he had to like basically, he didn't want to call like animal control because he didn't know
Then
what
he
they
would
were
have
going
to
to do. And
explain why there were so many raccoons on his
exactly,
porch.
and all the claw marks everywhere. They'd be like, "Yo, what you been up to? Why does it look like they've been here for a while?"
How
And
did wait, say raccoons.
raccoon. I
Okay.
say it multiple ways.
I
Raccoon if I'm
Yeah.
focusing, or raccoon if I'm not.
Okay. Somebody was Hoddle was saying that they love how you say raccoon in the
I
chat, and I
got
was
it
like,
from
it didn't
Boy
even
Meets
click.
World.
I didn't even notice. Um, hey Panda,
Hi, Panda.
we're just talking about trash pandas over here
We are.
as I hide them throughout this level here. All right, we need
Well,
some
I'm glad people
points.
enjoy the way I say raccoon because I think it's fun. I'm not a monster. I don't call it Home Depot. It's yeah. I've got my lines.
I forgot to take all the behaviors off of these.
Ain't no party like a panda pop's party like a panda
Veronica
pop's
can
party.
redeem
Whoop, whoop.
party for 300 points. I'm assuming that does something. Hi, puppy.
Accidentally left the plant behavior on these, which we do not need. There's no point in having behaviors on these.
What if they one day grow into something that needs behavior?
Well, the plant behavior doesn't really grow anything. It just lets you have a kill message on something without a health bar. So actually, as we were talking about having like a boss that you want to have be invincible to attacks but have a message that kills it, you would actually want to use a plant behavior for that. Obviously, that's not you're not going to be able to put the plant behavior as the actual boss. Well, I mean, you could, but you probably want to either use an enemy behavior or an animated decoration for the boss, so you can control animations for different attacks and stuff. But then you would, in the hierarchy, you would make the plant behavior apparent, so that way you could just blip and kill the whole thing. I never put the ladders back here. I took it off because apparently that blocker asset was exclusive. I did not realize, but we can use the hidden frame. It'll work. And we're gonna put ladder. Oh, I'm in behavior, not component. There we go. Will it not let me make this oh, climbable? I know what things are called.
Wayward Escapades redeemed Senpai Alex for 3,000 points.
Oh, hey.
And she says, wait, that one didn't do anything. I want a refund. Alex,
Oh, no.
why don't you tell her what she's won? Done?
You get
done.
to ask me any technical question about whatever, and I will do my best to answer it in detail. And it can totally derail what we're doing on stream. So basically, what I do anyway when you ask questions in the chat.
But this is specific.
Yeah. When Wizzy Mint? Not yet. There's just been a lot going on, but I'm starting to get caught up. It's been a rough start to the year, or rough end to last year. But we're working through it, and I don't feel like these are lined up right. Can't really see. There we go. I think that'll work. Yes, soon TM. So one of the things that Joe and I are discussing is switching over to Polygon for the mint.
Oh, I thought that was one of the things you were waiting for.
No, we don't need to wait for it. We can just have it happen. But we discussed it, and we are interested in moving to Polygon and maybe enforcing. I thought I turned collision off for these things.
I thought you did too.
Something's
amiss.
Something is rotten in the state of Denmark.
Oh my goodness.
Is that how that line goes?
Denmark. I don't know. I've never heard it before.
It's from Macbeth, I think.
I guess I need to brush up on my Shakespeare.
Is something is amiss in the state of Denmark? I don't remember.
Something is rotten in the state of Denmark is a line spoken by Marcellus in Act 1, Scene 67 of the play Hamlet.
Oh, Hamlet, not Macbeth. Sorry.
Yeah, basically the same thing.
I need to brush up on my Shakespeare too. It's been a while.
Who doesn't?
So the reason that we want to move to Polygon is one, ETH fees have been going back up.
Mm.
We've always
It's
liked
Polygon.
Polygon as a concept, and what they've been doing in the space,
Mm. Mhm.
and we don't really see a reason to cater to OpenSea if OpenSea is unwilling to enforce royalties. Royalties are what allow a project to keep growing after it mints. Um, it means that we can keep on making rewards and recycling value into the community, instead of it just being in the mint and then it's done, and then that's our budget to work with for the rest of time for that. That kills the project, because then
Yeah, yeah.
no revenue stream without us making new stuff. So OpenSea has not been holding the line on royalties. So as we look at how that project's going to look, one of the main reasons we didn't want to be on Polygon is because OpenSea likes to make things on Polygon hidden by default, which is mostly for airdrops, but it can impact other projects, and it just makes Polygon look less reputable. And we think that Polygon deserves to be better supported. So we would probably be looking at like Coinbase and uh, Magic Eden. Did I get it right this time? I always forget what the name is.
Sounds like you got it right. That is an outlet.
As like major platforms to support for
Really, Coinbase.
well, Coinbase is popular with some projects that I like.
Yeah,
So I
it's
haven't.
just interesting to hear you say that, because I wouldn't think, knowing Joe. I mean, I know we don't know each other all that well, but knowing Joe, I would think that he would steer away from Coinbase. But it's cool to hear that that's an option for you guys.
Well, it's I haven't talked about the Coinbase part specifically with Joe yet, but
Okay.
it's Coinbase as a platform can just support NFT transfers anyway.
Yeah.
So if as long as the platform is supporting royalties efficiently, that's one we want to be on. I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not a purist when it comes to like what platform you're trading on. Like,
Fair enough.
if you want to trade on LukusRare, trade on LukusRare, but we're not going to make our decisions be catered to what OpenSea is doing, since OpenSea doesn't seem to want to cater to us. So, yeah, so we're looking into different options, and we're going to see about switching the project to Polygon. So there's no delay right now on that specific aspect of it. The main thing is it's waiting on me to finish the artwork, and I've been busy, but
Things have been
we're gonna keep on
happening.
tricking along. I've been trying to get the Wiziverse back up in the Discord back up to speed. I might as well announce the winner here. We are doing giveaways on the Wiziverse Discord exclusive to Wiziverse item holders. So if you win a Wizzy item through these streams, you purchase one on the marketplace, you get it some other way, uh, somebody gifts it to you, you will be able to claim roles on Collabland that indicate that you're a holder, and that will give you access to where we do the giveaways on that server. And so we just had our first new giveaway winner in a couple months now, just because I've been getting back up to speed. Who won? Who won that? Our giveaway winner was. It doesn't show me because I'm in streamer mode. Norabits. So congrats to Norabits on the Wiziverse Discord.
Congratulations.
Speaking of winners,
Mm.
maybe we can announce a winner for that pretty soon. Oh, what is your opinion on Sebcoin? I just heard about it this morning, and I haven't had any time to look into it. At first, I was
Look
like,
at my
"Did Seb
response.
get hacked?"
Look at my response.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it was more than 1 minute before stream for me, but I had to like wake up and take a shower and eat breakfast, and I just didn't get a chance to look at it then. I don't even know if I got any. I imagine I would. I'm
Yeah, I
sure
haven't even looked to see if I got any yet.
Would it show up on MetaMask? I'm not seeing it on MetaMask for me. I know it's on Polygon, right? Taking a look at Seb's Twitter here. My first instinct was, did Seb get hacked? And then I'm looking and I see like over the course of multiple hours, there's no panic on Slack. I'm seeing people that I know from the community going, "Hey, thanks for the airdrop," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, I guess this is legit." Um, 10 billion coins. That's a lot of coins.
It is a lot of coins.
Um, here's
Hmm.
So it's 10 billion. No value, just hold. Be happy having some. So yeah, if there's any value that goes onto Sebcoin, it's purely speculative. Like Seb said, it's no value. This is just like a hey, you're friends with Seb. You need to import tokens onto MetaMask. Yeah, I clicked the import thing and it didn't show Seb as a one to import. It showed a couple junk coins that I've always ignored. Does it say Polygon anywhere? I was just looking at Polygon, but if it's yeah, Polygon scan, is that the same as Polyscan?
I do believe it is.
Yeah, definitely on Polygon. So I don't see any in on Polygon for me. But I do have a Shibuya avatar. Um, are those the only avatars? I'm guessing that there's more because I've got Hellboy, I've got um Care Bears, I've got Steve Aoki, got Snoop, got Zepto, got Agorians. So yeah, I imagine it's just it's a process that's taken some time. So I don't seem to have any yet, but I expect I'll get some. But again, he said there's no value, so it's more just like a hey, I got some Seb.
Hey, Alex.
What's up?
I got that winner.
Hey, who's our winner?
Bah! Congratulations goes out to a Manovic. You have
Hey.
won Wizzy's Singed Orange Hat.
Congrats.
Congratulations, my friend. Please enjoy and wear it with pride.
All right, we're going to take a quick break here for Panda's news. I'm going to figure out this collision issue, and we'll be back for the last half hour of this show. See you in a bit.
Okay. See ya.
Hello and welcome back to another News of the Week with me, Panda Pops. So let's jump straight into what is happening this week and all of the latest news, as well as our mentions of the week. Going over to the events page, we do still have the Game Maker Fund Builders Challenge happening. There is a huge reward pool of 1 million sands shared between all the winners. If you would like to know how to be eligible, please do go over to sandbox.game and go to events, click on the Builders Challenge event, and here you will see plenty of links that will take you to see eligibility and all of that important stuff. So go check that out. Next, we have the Love and Music Festival. This ends on March 28th. So just a few more days remaining for this one. So make sure to go and play those experiences, get that EP. So you are eligible to win the prizes. Many different prizes for lots of different types of people. 80k for landowners, 50k for avatar owners, 30k sand is for everybody, so no investment needed there. And then there are some additional rewards. Next up, we do have the Entanglement Treasure Hunt. This ends on April 24th. This is a super unique kind of event happening. This is being run by Endzone, and the prize is by Endzone. This is just something that Sandbox is supporting and advertising. So definitely go check out the Entanglement game by Endzone. Next up, registrations for a game jam. Yes Chef Game Jam. Register by March 20th. So you'll only have a few more days once this video goes live. And if you did miss registration, then do make sure to always be checking those event pages, because VoxEdit and Game Jams do show up on here. So do check there. There's the prize breakdowns here. So it'll show you all of the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th place, 5th to 10th place, as well as the honourable mentions. Next up is the Easter 2024 VoxEdit contest. This ends on March 29th, so you got a few days. There is a regular category and a beginner category. You can click Learn More to go to the Medium article, which does have a few additional information, but all of the main information is on here. So we have prizes with the breakdown for each category, how to be a verified creator, all the important dates, as well as results being announced on a live show on April 20th over on Twitch, so make sure to tune in for that. How to submit your entry, important guidelines, please do check these, and the judging criteria. Now, let's move on to our mentions of the week. So our first one goes to Chimpa Bastion, and sorry if I said your name wrong, and this is for their primal assets. So they have primal equipment here, and this is somebody from the Creator Fund, and I will be highlighting many members of our Creator Fund throughout these mentions of the week, as well as many other artists as well. So these legs have speed associated to them. So this is their primal armor. Check out Chimpa Bastion, and I hope I said that name correct. Some amazing assets there for 100 sand. Our next mention goes to S7E FA Voxel. Obviously, we want to highlight both Creator Fund and other artists as well. So do make sure, if you would like to be mentioned in our mentions of the week for art, for experiences that you have created, or just general content that you would like us to highlight on these streams, then do let me know. Tag PandaPop7 over on Twitter so I can see your amazing work and showcase you. But this is an amazing tank. Look at the detail on this. Look at it. Fantastic. Fantastic detail. Next up is Arumita with the police security drone. Cute little thing here. Lots of animations. Would be great in some sort of futuristic experience. Next, I want to highlight this little video that I was tagged in by Lucky Sheep. It's an elevated house that I have created. Lots of love and detail has been put in this asset, and I really like it. Our last mention of the week goes to Chili Oil, and if you have not seen Chili Oil's work, you definitely should. It's a definite artist that you should be following. So Chili Oil actually posted this picture the other day, and I've actually had some people ask, is this done in VoxEdit? Is this a Sandbox game? Has this been created using VoxEdit? Yes, it has. And it's wonderful. It's absolutely fantastic. Just so clean, and the detail is fantastic. The way they've been able to make it not look like voxels is just wonderful. And I really, really wanted to highlight them. They're always making fantastic, absolutely fantastic pieces of work. And I just really wanted to highlight this here because it's beautiful. It's just stunning. So now let's go on to our experience mentions of the week, and let's get into those. So our first experience mention is Color Catch by Yetzi Jam Game, and I'm sorry if I said that incorrect as well. Absolutely amazing. Love this one. Great multiplayer experience. So definitely go in there with some of your friends, hang out. We should be playing this, depending on when you're seeing this news of the week, we should be playing this on Friday's group play stream that we are doing. So yeah, looks really cool. Definitely check this one out. Our next experience mention is Bunny's Brawl. Go check this out. This was entered for the Care Bears end of year tower defense game jam. If a tower defense game is something that you are interested in checking out, do go have a little look and a little play. Show some love to Aoki Studio. That is it for our news of the week. And now back to your regular scheduled content. See you next time.
And we're back.
We back.
All right. So I fixed all the
Last
collisions
screens.
on the bushes here. Or not bushes. They're crops. You know, agriculture. Oh,
food.
wait. Ah, I missed a broccoli.
How
Wait,
dare
which
you?
one? This one? This one.
That one.
I missed that one broccoli. I got the
Mm.
rest though. So now
Just
I can
like broccoli.
now I can trample through the garden
With ease.
indiscriminately.
Nice.
All right, let's fix that broccoli. Who was I talking to? Oh, we had parent-teacher meetings earlier
Okay.
this week.
Tell me more.
And our daughter's one of our daughter's teachers was amazed that my kids love Brussels sprouts
Because they're delicious.
if you cook them right. So
very true.
We roll them in some olive oil, put some salt and pepper, and bake them in the oven for I don't know, I think it's like 20 minutes or so at a pretty
Okay.
high
Okay.
heat. And of course they love them because they make them fart. Actually, we haven't really had any issues with Brussels sprouts making us fart, but I buy fresh Brussels sprouts, not frozen ones. So I get a bag of fresh ones, do the olive oil, salt and pepper, and in the oven. And when they come out of the oven, the outer edges are so crispy, it feels like eating French fries. Oh yeah, we cut them in half too. Cut them in half, and that lets a lot of the moisture out. You flip them over once halfway through cooking. It's just basic like roasting directions.
Like
but
you're saying mean things about them while they were in there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I crack open the oven and I yell in there a little bit.
Part of the technique, man. Yeah. This is why I'm not a good cook.
But no, they're really good, and they don't taste exactly like French fries, but they're reminiscent of French fries in like the texture and consistency of them. And I wasn't like I knew that I liked. I've actually always liked Brussels sprouts since like I was a kid, even when they were like frozen and like steamed. And like that's the way I think a lot of people make Brussels sprouts, and a lot of people don't like it that way. I've just always liked Brussels sprouts. And so we were a little worried that our kids would be like, what is this? But they gobbled them up. Like I made that with like some pasta and bolognese, and they usually scarf down the pasta instantly, but they ate all the Brussels sprouts first and were like, are there more of these? And I'm like, I only made half the bag, so like we'll make Brussels sprouts again later next week.
Nice.
Or later this week. So
if you're good, kids.
We're now on our third bag of Brussels sprouts in a month, and
okay.
And yeah, our kids just love them. So you just gotta cook it the right way.
Yeah,
that's true for like broccoli and asparagus and all the like, ew, I don't like these from like my childhood. It's like TV shows taught us to not like our vegetables. Like TV show writers were like, huh, my kids don't like vegetables. Ha ha ha. Everybody laugh at this joke. And then like we're indoctrinated as kids watching these shows going like, oh, we're supposed to hate green vegetables. They're so gross. And no, you just gotta learn how to cook them right.
Yeah, one of my favorite things is broccoli and Brussels sprouts. And when I was a kid, I despised them. And you're 100% correct. I thought I was supposed to because of TV. Like, this is actually a really fun conversation, and I like to have this with people like a semi-regular basis. But it's, what were you trained to dislike by television that you later found out was just like completely wrong? Like I One of my like, I absolutely head over heels adore my in-laws, my mother-in-law and father-in-law, especially my mother-in-law. Me and her get along. I shouldn't say especially her because me and both of them get along incredibly well. But like I truly love my mother-in-law. And growing up, like watching shows like every single sitcom ever, the husband and the mother-in-law like clash and they butt heads and they never get along, and I always thought that was just how it was going to be when I eventually got married. And I meet this woman, I'm like really good friends with her, and I'm just like, I was lied to so much by TV.
It everybody's different, and so
Yeah,
there's the tropes you get on TV, but that's not real life, necessarily.
no, it's not.
uh the one thing that I like food in general. There's very few foods that I'm like about. Kale,
Same.
kale I could go without. I've never found kale to like. I've 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 put kale in a soup and I enjoyed the soup.
Okay.
The kale didn't need to be there. The kale added nothing to the soup. Like I've never been in a situation where kale made something better than what it was without the kale. So and I also just like I actively dislike kale most of the time.
Mm.
And there's been a few situations where I'm like the kale is acceptable. Um, I only like spinach from Popeye. Wait, you so you do actually like spinach, but you liked it because Popeye taught you to like spinach?
Because you wanted to have big muscles.
Hmm.
Hmm.
There is kind of like a sliminess factor with spinach that you have to kind of get over. For
It's only if
cooked
you cook it a
spinach,
certain way. Yeah.
yeah. But
Raw
once you put
spinach is
cheese on it,
amazing.
once you put hot cheese on spinach, then it's that's amazing too. Although spinach dips, I've like, eh, eh, I mean, they're okay,
Eh, okay.
but I don't know. Spinach dip doesn't do much for me. But that's the thing. Like with most foods, I'm like eh, I there's very few foods that I hate, and I would say in general I hate kale. There's a few situations where I've been able to tolerate it, and um, mushrooms. I have yet to have an experience with mushrooms where I'm like, oh yeah. Uh,
Really?
so cream of mushroom soup is a good ingredient in things.
Okay.
It's great
Okay.
for like doing casseroles and stuff like that. So lots sauces. You do like baked chicken with a cream of mushroom soup sauce on it and stuff like that. So cream of mushroom soup can be fine, but cream can cover all wrongs. So, um, I feel like using like cream of chicken soup or other like cream based things like would be just as good as using cream of mushroom soup. But I've tried mushrooms all sorts of different ways, and they just taste like dirt. Like
Yeah.
they're like
I've never.
this one tastes so much like beef or like chicken when you cook it this way, and I'm like it still tastes like dirt. What are you talking about? You've never tasted those other things. You were eating a mouthful of dirt.
Hmm. I see. I'm the exact opposite with mushrooms. I have never had a mushroom prepared in a way that I didn't enjoy it. But when people would talk about it and they say like all these wild things about like this tastes like this tastes like that, I'm with you there. I'm just like, no,
they're
this
they're
tastes like
compensating.
mushrooms. I love mushrooms, and that's why I love this. Like,
It's yeah.
it's actually
Do you also
funny
like
thing
the
is
taste of dirt?
I do. I regularly eat mouthfuls of it. But that's one of the things that me and my mother-in-law bonded over originally was mushrooms, because she loves mushroom soup, and she makes this incredible soup. It's like this spicy red, and it's got all these like different flavors of mushrooms in there. And
Mhm.
I was jokingly one day I was like telling her how much I love mushrooms, and she's like, "Okay, we'll see how much he truly loves it." And I also love really spicy foods,
I don't
so she kept
believe
just like
you.
piling spices into this soup, and the more she put into it, the more I enjoyed it. And eventually, she was just like, "Okay, I'm fighting a losing battle here. Let's try to put too much mushroom in it now." And she had like all these different styles of mushrooms, and she put like, I don't know, like 20, 30 different styles of mushrooms in it. And you almost couldn't see the broth anymore because there was so much in there. And she now makes that exact soup for me like at least once every 3 months because
I
I
would
enjoyed it so much.
with that amount of mushrooms, I think you would call it a stew at that point. We've
I
crossed over from
maybe,
soup territory.
yeah. Maybe, yeah. But it's still got that liquidy consistency with the broth.
Oh,
The
okay.
broth doesn't get thicker. But I can see why you'd say that. I'd be I'd be amenable to that change in my dialect.
Um, you dislike most fruits.
Mm.
Wow. Wow, Blue Tulip. I can't imagine disliking fruits. I can't think of any fruits that I dislike. I
I can think
tried
of fruits that I have difficulty eating or that I can't eat, but
I tried guava, like whole guavas,
okay.
the little green ones on the cruise, and
Okay.
I did not understand how to eat them. They're
What
full
are you?
they're totally full of like really hard seeds that feel like they're gonna break your teeth. And people are like, "Oh, just chew softly and just swallow the seeds." Or you can spitting them out is like not really an option because there's so many. There's like 100, 200 seeds in a fruit this big, and they're like the size of peppercorns. Um, so I didn't I needed like training on how to eat guava. So apparently you're supposed to swallow the seeds,
Is there a
not chew
guava
them.
coach around?
Yeah. I looked up YouTube videos on how to eat guava, and they're like, "Oh, just chew softly and then swallow the seeds." And I'm like, "Okay." But the flavor was not incredible, so I was just kind of like, "Meh." Not like too many seeds, not enough flavor. But I'll try it again some other time. Maybe it was the ripeness. It's it was buffet food at the cruise, so it's not
Mm.
not necessarily going to be like the best piece of guava you've ever had. Um,
It was C plus at best, probably.
Yeah. Um, but no, I can't think of any fruits. I've
How do you feel
I've
about
said
figs?
I like figs. I
I
love
love
so okay.
figs.
Actually, I don't know if I've ever tried a whole fig.
Oh, really? Just like
I'm not
straight off the branch?
um I'm trying to think. I've had dates.
Okay. Very
I don't
different, but
I've
actually, no, there's some similarities to them, I can say.
sometimes they look similar. So I've had dried dates. I don't think I've ever had a fig. But I love
Okay.
fig balsamic vinegar.
Okay.
That's a fig balsamic vinegar on like fresh mozzarella with like oregano and olive oil and stuff. It's so good. Or
Mm.
goat cheese. Fig
I love goat
fig
cheese.
like a figgy, like a real syrupy thick balsamic vinegar with fig flavor is like really good on cheeses. Um
Yeah, I'm hungry.
I'm getting hungry, man. I've smack talked apples a lot in the past, and it's just because they're like the generic fruit. They're everywhere. A lot of them are kind of mediocrely flavored. Apple like pies and apple flavored things are just everywhere, and they're really kind of like the vanilla of flavors. Like if you talk about like vanilla ice creams, like the base ice cream that all the other ice creams are made on, vanilla's kind of like eh. But I actually, as I've gotten older, I like vanilla and apple things more than I used to. I think the reason I disliked apple is that group events with other kids when I was a kid, it was
Hmm.
Juicy Juice brand juice that was always what was brought out, and the all Juicy Juice is apple juice with other flavors added to it. And I
Okay.
got so tired of that. I was just like, give me a real like Welch's grape juice, please. I want to taste something.
Oh,
I
you
need
got real
flavor
grape
so I
juice?
feel alive.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I like apple more than I used to though.
Good.
And I've been finding benefit of just the apple a day keeps the doctor away. But I've been finding like the benefit of just eating an apple, just because I've been trying to get my kids to eat more apples, but they're in the tooth losing stage right now. They're 6 and 8, so they're like they look like they've been in some really bad fights. They're just like half of their front teeth are missing. So like we still buy the apples, and I'm like they're not eating them, so I might as well. Um, Pomegranate. I don't think I've ever had fresh pomegranate. I really want to though. There's some fruits that just look like so much work, and like I'm always busy. So
Pomegranates are one of those fruits.
pomegranates, coconuts, fresh pineapple are like things that I would like to. I see them at the grocery store and I could pick them up, but I'm like, when am I gonna have the time to actually prepare this?
So the pine with pineapples, there's a like a tool you can buy at like any grocery store. It's a pineapple corer, and you
Mm-hmm.
literally just chop the top off the pineapple, and you literally like it's almost like using a corkscrew on a wine bottle.
Mm-hmm. I've
You
seen
just
those. Yeah.
corkscrew down into it. They are so nice and convenient and easy to use, and it's like it preps the whole pineapple in like a 30-second go. You take a butcher knife and you just hack off the top, you jam that in there, and you are done, and it is wonderful.
So my problem with kitchen gadgets, like I mean, I'm sure that is like a huge time saver. I have no space in my kitchen. We've got
Mm.
very it's a fairly small kitchen. It's big enough to have like our table with chairs in it in the middle, but we've got 3 windows and only 2 walls on our kitchen because well, technically 3 walls, but it's one side is all the cabinets and the sink and the stove and the fridge. The other wall is a heater on the like a baseboard heater, except it's tall. It's like a radiator. And 2 windows. No room for shelves or counters there. The other side has like a little corner counter, and then it's the window and our main door, and then the where the other wall would be is a total opening to our living room. So there's just like very limited storage space in our kitchen. We are at capacity. If we get any more kitchen gadgets, something's got to go.
Mm.
Because it's
You
just
get rid of
like
one of your
it's
daughters.
spilling out of the cabinets. What's that?
I said you could get rid of one of your daughters.
Well, we don't usually keep her in the kitchen cabinets, so
Oh, that's
yeah,
fair. That's fair.
yeah.
Good call.
She does have a bedroom, so we could store kitchen gadgets in rooms other than the kitchen. We already do. We have a hutch in the hallway by our stairs that has like all of our like Tupperware kind of stuff and our wine glasses and
But not your daughters.
not our daughters. They're actually too big to fit in there now.
None of that. No Harry Potter hijinks
Yeah.
going on
No,
in your house.
we can't fit them in there anymore. We tried it.
Gotcha.
It wasn't pretty. So,
Nice. I respect that.
so a whole bunch of our kitchen stuff does go in this hutch. Also, that is filled to capacity anymore. So that's filled to capacity. So we would have to get rid of things from that, and we also don't use stuff in that cabinet very often because it's not actually in the kitchen. So it's when you have a kitchen gadget, you want it to be easily accessible in the kitchen, and we are at our limit. And you know, I'm okay with canned pineapple. I know fresh pineapple has better like health benefits and stuff than canned pineapple, but I like canned pineapple as well. No
Why
problem
not?
with that. Yeah.
We might want to get back to building games.
I know. I'm working on it. Because we're running out of time. We've only got a few minutes
We
left.
are.
We're not going to get to Papa Smurf today, folks. I'm sorry, but
Those flowers are pretty.
But the next time we start, that'll be the first thing that we're working on because we're all done with the raccoons basically. Here, we're just hiding the last couple of them. We can do that in the next 10 minutes. That's easy.
Also, I think I just said those flowers are pretty instead of those flowers are pretty. Like to thank everyone in the
so
in
can
the
you
chat
feel
for not
both
pointing that
sides
out.
of your face? There's no stroke going on.
Never.
Here. Like
Never.
You can smile. Both sides of your face go up. There we go. Beautiful.
Okay. It's a good test.
It is. Yeah, I had to learn that early on. My dad had a stroke when I was like 12, 13, something like that. I was a little bit older. I think I was like 14. He's fine. The brain damage is minimal.
I'm about to say that sometimes if it happens early enough, they can recover.
Yeah. No, he was in his I think he was still in his 40s when he had it. It's pretty young. Now it actually I mean it's it was a sad situation, kind of.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say tragic because he survived, but it did impact his vision. He has little blind spots, but I think in a lot of ways it was a good learning experience for me about health and the way brains work and the way the way vision works.
I mean, you have 2 eyes. Visions make sense to me.
And yeah, it's been there's a lot of good things that I've learned through that whole
You you
ordeal.
found a silver lining in a pretty terrible cloud.
Yeah,
That's commendable. Oh, this garden is popping off.
yeah. We're making sure to do no collisions and then duplicating out the asset instead of placing multiple copies. So that way all of our settings stay the same.
I dig it.
And then we're going to select everything except the big curls.
You want the big curls to have collision?
Yeah, those have collision because it wouldn't
Mm.
really make sense to walk through them.
Mm.
And we've got no collisions, no behaviors, and we're going to hit Control R a few times and spin them around. And we're also gonna duplicate out a couple of these as well.
Because that
Actually,
red
just one.
pop.
Yeah, well, more like this corner was empty, and I just wanted to kind of be evenly filled. So I think it's a nice little garden going on there.
It's got an organic look to it, despite the voxels.
And behind this guy. Right here. Is he
I was
directly
about to say you can't have him facing the curl. It'll look like he's in the corner, like he did something wrong and somebody sent him there.
I figure he's the colorful one, so he's gonna
Mm-hmm,
blend in
mm-hmm,
with the
mm-hmm.
flowers there. I'm not really happy with where the ghost one is placed. I'm gonna need to find a different spot for that. How do you like my my guy with the little hard hat here? Just
I
checking out
think
the
it's
pipes.
perfect. Yeah. He's working.
Yep.
He's asking to be left alone so that he can do his job.
Let's see what we got for trees. So I think the Smurfberry bush is gonna be. We're gonna have one. Whoops. Wrong modifier key. We're gonna have one here, and then this is just gonna be a placeholder one over. Over here. Although I do feel like that's going to kind of hide our ramen bonsai over here. So maybe something thinner. Like I think if it's a tree over the top, that's fine. Like, oh, we got apple trees.
After all that discussion of apples, I feel like it's so big. I like it.
Yeah. So, it's kind of towering over, but it's okay because it's so thin and it's not
And
going
raccoons
to.
love to hide in trees.
Yeah. But it's not like if if the bush was here, it would kind of cover up that. But having this tree kind of mitigates that. There we go. But we do need something kind of short next to it.
Pop Smurf.
I mean, not in the dirt though.
Oh, I mean, yeah, we're not going to bury Papa Smurf. That'd be a little morbid.
Let's see.
He's like, I'm not dead yet. You will be soon.
All right, so there are some good plants in the basics that I haven't really looked through yet. We got a bunch of cacti. There's the cypress tree. We got some grasses.
You got a dragon's egg.
Yeah.
Perfect for
we
every
could...
garden. Is there any garden gnomes?
I don't think so.
Ooh,
Yeah, at
we
least
should
not
put a
in
gorilla in the
basic.
tree.
Yeah, there's some exclusive Christmas gnomes. So I can't really use these, but those are kind of funny. Oh, they're alive.
Yeah, they are. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it.
That's lemurs.
I know, but for some reason they remind me of the garden. The garden gnome reminds me of the lemurs. Like that dude was ready to party. He's like, I'm just kind of like swaying with the breeze right now, but as soon as that music starts,
Yeah.
bop,
What that beard is really telling me is
he likes to
party
party.
in the back and party in the front.
He likes to party.
Oh, we could have some mushrooms. Got a little mushroom garden going on.
Yes. Come over to the dark side, Alex.
Yeah, so I tried drawing mushrooms because I heard that was a good way to get like some good meaty umami flavors if you get the right varieties of mushrooms, and then you like put like not a lot of heat, but you just want dry air. So if you use
Okay.
like a fan on them in like a warm dry environment, then it'll dry them out and it'll be like jerky. It was not like jerky, it just tasted like sadness. um
What do you
I've
think
tried
sadness tastes like? Well, I should guess mushrooms, and so dirt. So you think
dirt.
sadness tastes like dirt?
Yeah.
See, when I think of sadness, I think like people say it tastes like sadness all the time, and I think it tastes like Irish Spring soap.
Oh
It's
no.
very specific. Yeah,
What
I
did
know.
you say to get Irish Spring soap in your mouth?
I can't repeat it on this
I
show.
was gonna say. I don't think it was even my mom. I remember I must have been 4 or 5 years old, and I remember getting my mouth washed out with soap. I don't remember what I said or who I said it to or who the adult who did the mouth washing was. But it's a weird memory.
That is an interesting memory indeed.
Hmm.
Panda says, my mom threatened to wash my mouth out with soap. So I went and did it myself. Panda, was that you just trying to take the power back in the situation? Like, ha, guess what's up? I like
That's
it.
what my
See,
daughter
I'm over
does.
here. I'm doing it myself. Nom, 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 nom. I love this. This is the best thing ever.
Maggie will send herself to her room as punishment. But she wants to be away from people. She doesn't like being talked to, but she gets embarrassed if she's in trouble. And if she's in trouble, she's embarrassed. If she's embarrassed, she's mad. And
very complex.
I mean, not really. Basically, if you make a flow chart of all like the possible reactions, they all funnel back down to angry.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Oh wait, do I have more lily pads? Oh, yeah, I looked at those before. They were too big for that spot. Oh, here's some mushrooms. These are the big ones.
They're big.
Perfect.
They look they're delicious.
They look perfect for hiding a raccoon under.
Yeah.
And the blue cap.
Ooh.
When they say giant mushroom, how big do they? Oh, these are giant. That's a little too big.
Nope, it's perfect. Put it in there. Add it. Send it. Done.
Look, the colors are so loud though.
They are quite loud. It looks like an umbrella. Like I went swimming and was like, "There's not enough shade here. Let's get us an umbrella." And somebody came out with that, and I was like, "You're a genius."
If it
I'm gonna get shade from it, and then I'm gonna eat it later.
I kind of like it, but I also kind of
don't. I feel like that needs to go in a corner.
The stalks
if
are
anything.
like too big.
And
yeah, it's too much.
Yeah.
These are sufficient.
Yeah, sadly, I agree.
We will leave collision on these. That's fine. And we will use several of them.
Man, Nightbot coming in hot. Be sure to follow us on Twitch. Love and music. Check out our current event in the Sandbox. Game Maker 0.9 is here. Try it out today. Wow. Nightbot. All three at once. It's like, hey, maybe spread them out a little bit, Nightbot. Maybe take that love and spread it around. Not all at the same time, but it's cool.
All right, there's a good little spot for our.
Panda says it shouldn't be they are all on different timers. Panda, they may be on different timers, but sometimes Nightbot does what Nightbot wants because Nightbot don't play that. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore.
I have no idea what you're saying either. All right, no collision, no behavior. I'm gonna duplicate it out a few times. We're just gonna dot this whole
Those are
surface.
little mini mushrooms.
Yeah, I made those. They're button
Okay.
mushrooms.
I thought they were like little rolls, like sandwich rolls at first.
I mean, you could put
And I
two
was like,
together and
little
make
Hawaiian
it look like a roll.
rolls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little Hawaiian roll. Now I want a Hawaiian roll. Dang it out.
And Hawaiian rolls are delicious.
They're so good.
My wife can't eat them anymore because they have egg in them.
That's why they're so good.
I know.
Oh, I feel bad for your wife. That's terrible.
It's not being able to eat egg is rough. Like there's so much stuff that has egg in it.
Yeah. You know what has egg in it that's amazing? Eggs. Straight up eggs.
I do love cooking me some eggs. Okay. Mushrooms are in place.
Yeah, they are. They are in full force.
Did we have a little mushroom guy? Yeah, we had a little mushroom guy. We're gonna put him over with mushrooms.
Just a mushroom raccoon?
No, just a guy.
Oh, yeah. Little mushroom dude.
Yeah.
Got it.
Can we make him sit though? We're gonna do animated decoration and does he have a sit? He does have a sit. Except it's the process of sitting, not just being in a sit position. I need a sat. Oh, here we go. Sit idle. Sit and sat. And now we can put him up here. And he can just hang out with his mushroom friends. We're actually going to remove a couple of these. Oh, no, not that one. This one. Because he doesn't want to sit on his friends. They're delicate.
They're not that kind of friends.
I like that it holds the animation when you move, so you can position based on where they'll be. There we go. And sit idle, infinite loop, play on start. Nice. All right, he's hanging out there. All right, we're just about done here, folks. We got one more raccoon to place. I am going to actually add some more cacti. We're gonna put these planters on the sides because I saw a whole bunch of cactus.
I feel like I'm learning so much from Panda right now. There are words that she's using that I've never heard before, like dippy, dippy, in reference to an egg.
Oh, I've heard of dippy eggs before.
I've never heard that. Also, she said soldiers. Like if you boil eggs in an egg cup, crack the top off, and it be runny, so you can dunk your soldiers into them. And I was like, dunk your soldiers? I think soldiers might mean something different across the pond. So according to her, bread with butter. Some people toast them, which is crazy, and then cut them into strips. bread with butter cut into strips is called soldiers.
So I just
Never
put
heard
the
that.
whole piece of buttered toast on the plate and put a over easy egg on top, and then when you cut open the egg, it spreads out over, or it could be a poached egg. It's basically the same thing. All the different like egg things. It's either you have like a fried egg, an egg with a runny yolk, a hard boiled egg, or scrambled eggs, and then all the other things are just different combinations of those, and they're all good.
All good.
I recently started making poached eggs. I'm not really good at it yet, but I did start to try it. Letting it cracking it into like some vinegar water and letting it kind of cure, so that way the
Okay.
white doesn't go flying off when you go to cook it. But I think I've been cooking it at too high of a temperature.
Gonna lock it up, Alex.
Well, you're not supposed to put it in boiling water. I thought you were supposed to put it in boiling water that you were like swirling, but it's actually you're supposed to like get it close to boiling and then actually take it off the heat, I think. So that way it doesn't overcook it. But I'm still learning. Still learning.
Yeah. Constantly. Life's a journey, my friend. A journey.
Yeah, corned beef hash with an over easy egg on top of it. It doesn't get much better than that. And a piece of buttered toast with some sort of jam, like apricot jam or strawberry
I love buttered
jam.
toast with jam on it. Like my wife looks at me like I'm a monster every time I do it. But if there's gonna be jam on toast, I also want there to be butter.
Yeah.
Not just bread and jam. I want
That's just
butter as well.
a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that's missing the peanut butter. If you don't have
so
butter
nothing like it. You put butter on your peanut butter and jelly sandwiches?
No, I'm saying jam, toast with jam on it and no butter is like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that's missing the most important ingredient.
I do love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
There you go. Butter makes almost everything better. Hoddle, you got to find me an example where butter doesn't make it better. Because I don't believe you.
Gummy bears.
I mean, you could probably put butter on gummy bears. It would
Sour
still
Patch
probably be
Kids.
good. I don't know. Don't put it on a burn. Oh, well, okay. I was talking about food. All right. Cactus.
In that same vein, contact solution.
Yeah,
melted butter and contact solution together.
Don't put hot butter in your eyes. Don't put any butter in your eyes, but especially not hot. Oh,
please don't. This is not financial advice or whatever the medical version of that is.
Oh, these cacti are really kind of tiny. They're cute, but they're very small. Savaro cactuses can be
chat.
Huge.
What'd you call it?
Savaro.
Saguaro?
Saguaro? Well, I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say it out loud before.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a saguaro cactus.
What did I say? Did
I
put
don't
a V
even
in
know.
there? Is there a V?
I don't think there is.
I think my brain saw the U and was like, that sounds like a V.
Your brain was like, pish posh. We're adding extra letters. Let's go.
I'm not really digging the vibe of these cacti. So I think
well, you got 2 minutes left, so you best dig a vibe real fast.
Okay.
Because Papa Smurf is not going to wait for us next time.
I know.
He's going to start casting spells. He's going to call Gargamel and Azrael in. It's going to be
making friends with enemies.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
where are we putting this last one? We could put them.
What does he look like?
Which
one is he?
Birthday cake.
Birthday cake?
Yeah.
I was going to say in the water, but cake doesn't go in the water. Can you make the raccoon ride the back of the fox and just let the fox run wild?
Oh, that's actually a good idea. Okay. yes, we can. We will make sure that that works correctly next week.
Okay.
We're gonna call it quits there because okay. Well, it's there's problems because the fox's body angles up, so I don't know how well positioned the raccoon is gonna be. That's why we're gonna save this for next week. We'll make that decision then. It'll be the first thing that we do on stream. I may just end up putting them in one of these potted plants here.
Let's say if you put a pot out there that doesn't have a plant in it, you could put a raccoon in that too.
Oh yeah, we put him in a jar, and you have to break the jar or something. That's a little devious.
Zelda E.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, except you can't.
Nice.
Yeah. I guess we'd have to have an indicator saying break or something like that, because you'd have to interact with it because you can't slash a sword. All right. Thank you everybody for blah, 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 blah. Thank you very much everybody for hanging out. I know how to use my mouth to say words.
Me, I'm word good.
Yes, very good. We're gonna go see if we can find somebody to raid. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you on Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern time, because that's when we do this.
It
on
is.
Wednesdays.
Thanks for stopping by, everyone.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.